Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Angel.
Good morning. Here's probably Bara. IBB.
RRA. IBA. RRA. Ibarra.
Got it. That's Lily's last name. I should know how to spell the damn thing.
It's
I,
all good.
B as in boy.
I found it. I just invited you, Lily.
It's okay. Everybody knows you can't spell.
Hey, but for a guy who can't spell, one of my clients just that units in I think it's I forgot what they're on Santa Fe. I think it's in Southgate. I decided I want to sell my property. Follow up, guys. Follow up. All right. All right, Lily. I just sent you the invite. Let's see. I got some people here. All right. Let's wait a few minutes. Realtors are always late. Good morning, Alberto. Good morning. I don't know what it K hanging man, I can't say that. RP, Beatrice, Denise, Alberto. Let's see. Marie, Maricela, Elizabeth. Everybody comes in. Richard, good morning. All right. So any conversations we want to talk about before we get started? While we wait everybody logging on? So far we got 15, 16. Somewhere at about 9:05, everybody logs on. Everybody's grabbing their cup of coffee. What's going on, Richard?
I got a question.
That's good.
Uh, who's your best person for evictions?
Evictions? I don't know, man. I've gone through so many. The laws have changed. They're all scared. The ones that we've been using a lot is Dennis Block. They seem to have no fear, you know. But they're the ones that they're so overwhelmed. It takes a while to get through to those guys.
I see. Okay.
Who are you
Yeah.
evicting?
Huh?
Who are
Um,
you evicting?
well, I got this lady in West Covina that needs an eviction, and of course that property that in Riverside also that needs eviction. So that's what's holding me back from getting those listings.
You know what? I would still, if is the person not paying the rent?
Yeah, they're not paying the rent, but uh, from what I can see, Riverside is the court is pro tenant, and uh, the one in West Covina, they're educated tenants that know how to use the system.
You
So
know what? I do so many, everybody. And what I do is when we're going to put a house on the market, I go to the tenant and I give the tenant the opportunity to buy the property and I show what the payments are. I know they can't afford it, but they feel respected, followed by, you maybe have a different story, but I always offer them the amount of rent that they're paying. And I also offer them the equal amount plus back their security deposit so they can cooperate because I prefer to sell it with them in the property every single time. Because if they move out, I got to fix it. While they're there, it's easier. But you may have somebody who's just not cooperating at all, right? Right?
right,
Hmm. Call me after, and I'll see if I can help you get them out because those are like right now. I have Watson tenant occupied. I got Whittier Boulevard tenant occupied. A lot of my properties are tenant occupied, and I'm moving them out. We're closing Whittier this Friday, and if you as long as we treat the tenants with respect, they always will go almost every single time. So I've gotten really good at it. We still will serve everybody. We'll still serve. All right, let's get the class started. Let's talk about fix and flips, everybody. Okay, if you guys don't mind, I want to see who I have on here just for a few minutes. Can you guys come off camera so I can see you guys?
Good morning. Good morning.
as much as I know my wife, she knows I'm on a class at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why she calls me during the class. Patty, if you can hear me, I don't know why you're calling me. I'm in class. Anyways, everybody, when your spouse, if you know your spouse is at work, you can't call him while he's at work. I'm working. I'm delivering to you guys. So sorry, Patty. This is getting recorded. Let me make sure. Resume recording. Nope, it wasn't recording. Ooh, I was going to get in trouble. Oh my God, Lilia, you should have told me. I wasn't recording. I just started recording. Welcome, everybody, and good morning. All right, let me get my screen shared here, and we'll get this class started. I'm going to show you guys how to make some extra money. All right. But anybody want to share any wins? Talk to them, Lily. You are the inspirational person to pull the wins out of everybody. You know what everybody's doing more than
Oh,
I
I
do.
got a win. Andy Castañeda just got a new listing.
Mm.
Go.
Woo.
Tell him what he did,
Hey,
though.
no, no, hey,
Tell,
no. I have a bigger win. Yesterday,
what is it?
the neighbor called me who lives right next door to the property, and she said that she wants to meet because she has to sell her son's house in Santa Ana in order to buy this house, the listing I have. So I'm gonna go there and run numbers with her.
Which listing is that?
The Anaheim one, the neighbor's been wanting to buy it for 10 years, she said, but the seller.
Lily, briefly tell him what this guy did with that listing. Almost gave me a heart attack.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Don't
guys.
go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Technically, it's not illegal because we fixed the problem. Okay. So what Andy did was Andy came to me and showed me his for sale site in front of a property. And he says, Lily, I got this listing. Follow up is key. He's like, been following up with them for months and I finally got the listing. And I was like, great work, Andy. And I told him, I was like, okay, so your property's on the MLS, right? And he's like, no, I'm taking the photos on Wednesday. And I was like, okay, you have a for sale sign up right now and you're taking photos on Wednesday. So when are you going to put it on the market? He's like, I'm going to put it on the market by Friday. And I was like, okay, well, did you know that if you order a for sale sign, you need to put it in the MLS within, I think it's 24 or 48 hours. I believe it's 24 hours.
4.
Yeah, so then I was like, you have to put it in the MLS. And then he was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, if not, it's a violation. And he's like, oh, okay. So then I was like, okay, well, then hurry up and go to the property and take a front photo and put it on the MLS as a coming soon so you don't get in trouble. And he was like, okay. And then he also told me that there was another realtor he was competing with. And I was like, okay, cool. So you competed with another realtor who's top notch in that area and you got the listing. That's great, Andy. I was like, but you already put the for sale sign up and you didn't even put it on the MLS. And you know that guy's watching them like a hawk. So, I'm just saying, sometimes a realtor will throw you under the bus. So luckily we learned something new, right? And we
Yeah.
will not put a for sale sign up anymore until we know for sure it's going to be put up in the MLS, at least as a coming soon.
That's a $2,500 violation. I got that fine 4 years ago.
Oh
Mm.
shit. That's a huge
I did.
violation.
I disputed, I tried, it was this old man, past client of mine. I saw the new stuff with the coming soon. Being honest, I didn't really pay too much attention. I put the sign. It was more like, don't bother this old man. And he was like delaying getting the property ready. So I had the sign there. Someone reported me. It was an agent that reported me. And I tried to dispute it, but at the end of the day, guys, very expensive lesson, $2,500. Now, let me share something else quickly. So that happened to me. And then, like 3 weeks later, on my blog where I live, there is this house for sale coming soon, same drill as, and I just out of curiosity, right? I checked, is this listed? It wasn't listed. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was tempted and I should report it. They reported me, I should report it. And but I was like, I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
So
Hey, there we go.
I know that I'm not that type of person. And I went to the open house just out of curiosity on Saturday. The days later, he listed, right? So I went to the open house, and that guy, he was a dick. Excuse my language. He was a complete dick. And I was like, man, I wish I reported you. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make here, the agents that have the time to be like pointing out fingers, reporting do things here and there, they are like just they don't have business and they are frustrated. So if they see Andy, even like putting, listing that property, especially when you're competing with an agent that is his territory, whatever, is not. It's a sign that you're doing great things, man. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you how active you are, man. And you are so young. You have a great future, and it's a great thing that you're with Angel, man. You have like a great future ahead of you. Just kind of like learn the rules a little bit because those are very expensive mistakes. I
Uh,
I
you
appreciate
know,
it.
well
Thank you,
put,
Alex.
Alex. And for all of you, with what Alex just said and how Andy's delivering, he's not afraid, everybody. He's doing what we're all supposed to be doing. But it is a lot of work, But you've chosen to be in this career. If you were a police officer, you'd be shooting people by accident. If you were a doctor, people would be dying on you. But then for both sides, there's all the positive things. So for real estate, there's a lot of positive things, everybody. All right, let's go back to getting started here. And I'm not going to ask, but if you invited someone, let us know in the chat. You guys, karma's good, everybody. When, there's a lot of people. I went to dinner this past weekend with a friend of one of my agents who has now moved on. She took us to dinner and she was so grateful because I do change people's lives, everybody. If you listen to me, I mean, you already make money, you already own real estate, but there's no problem in making extra money. If you guys want to make an extra 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, 400 grand, you decide what you want. Okay. Point being is when we were out to dinner, she was telling me that there are a lot of realtors out there that are suffering, and you may be one of those. I'm saying it again, you may be one of those. You're here, you're listening to me, and I'm telling you what to do, but you're not taking action. That's not meant to be an insult, but what I'm trying to tell all of you is that, hold on,
Hi,
Lily,
Justin.
Lily,
Welcome. Hi,
you're in
Marisela.
control. Lily,
I'm
you're in
not.
control of volume here. You got
No,
to
I'm
control it.
not.
Then who is? Because I can't
You're not.
control this. Guys,
Justin,
whoever's on
welcome.
there,
I'm
can you
happy
Justin,
mute
how's
you're
it
something?
going?
here. Mute. Thank you, Justin.
Lily, but who is that? It's not me.
It's Justin. No, you
I'm
can vote.
sorry. I'm sorry, Angel.
That's okay, Justin, but I can't control this. Someone's got control of my panel here because I cannot control.
There you go.
I
He,
can't.
he muted. He muted.
Yeah, I understand, but
Um,
is Brian on here?
Sorry, guys, technical difficulties.
Right?
Where's me? What did you do?
Everyone's
You're
muted.
looking for the.
Where's Lily? What did you do here?
I didn't do anything. Here, you're looking for this thing down here.
Myself, or the pull of the participants.
Participants. There we go. You're over here.
Mhm. See?
What happens when you're over 50?
No,
I didn't even get it.
somewhere if Brian's on here, it's either I'm in control of this or it's Lily. But
Okay, there.
there you go. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's go back. I'm gonna share my screen with everybody, but I gotta send a request now.
There you go. Go ahead. Let's
Yay!
get this party
All
started.
right. All right,
Good
everybody.
morning, everybody.
Patty,
Morning.
I'm in the middle of a class that's barely starting, and you're ringing my phone off like crazy while I'm on Zoom at the same time. Love, what are you thinking?
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Good
Good morning.
Good morning,
I'm
Patty.
hey, I'm
Good morning.
excused, right? Because I'm his wife,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's
I'm
not
just
the
kidding.
point. I'm in the. It's like I'm closing a deal, right? I'm closing a deal. I'm in front, and Patty's calling me. What? Patty, I'm in the middle of signing a listing agreement. Just kidding,
I'm
love.
sorry.
All right.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Okay, so everybody, here's what this class is going to be about today. I show you how to get listings. I show you how to flip and fix. Nobody shows you all this stuff, okay? And in the end, when we don't want to keep the property, I show you how to wholesale it. All right. And then when you have your own inventory, as you're experiencing with Andy, I mean, Andy's listening to everything I'm telling him and going beyond, okay, beyond, and he is fucking crushing it, beating realtors that are bigger than he is, that are new, and he's just doing it. But one thing I can tell you, he's mastered the net sheet because that's what makes him look like a pro. So that's what we're going to be showing you here. And this is a quick example of some of the deals that I did this past year. I made just a little bit under $1 million, right? Yeah, I didn't keep it all because I shared it with my son. I leverage myself, everybody. I leverage myself, which is another thing I'm going to teach you guys how to leverage. What we do here, everybody, just to recap, it's all here. It's everything that you are supposed to be doing as a realtor. You need to be doing every single one of these items, which is that not, it's not that complicated. I'm gonna tell you about now. And I didn't realize that I didn't have this down here, flip properties. So I added it. This is what I show you. And you don't even pay me. But why do I do this? Because we're leveraging each other. I'm gonna show you what I do. So you can duplicate it. Then you're going to go out there and find a deal and don't forget about me. Some of you have forgotten about me and you find a deal and you give it to someone else. It's cool because somewhere along the line, it will come back to me some way. You know, karma's good to me. And how you guys don't have good access to what we do is, as you all know, is through school. Is through school. And if you can't figure it out, call Lily and she'll show you. And then the other product that I tell everybody is, guys, there's a lot of coaches out there. Pay someone. Absolutely. You have to master what you do and you have to find and leverage yourself. But you can also, you need to find the products to do what I'm about to show you to fix and flip, which are these. These are the products that you need. And if you can't find it out there, guys, just pay me the $99 and I'll package it for you and I'll give it to you. Okay. It's that simple. And if you can't fucking figure this out. Just do the implementation, pay it for a year. We'll set you up. I'm not here to teach you how to do everything. I'm just here to show you how to put it together so you can find some deals and then you can list, you can flip, and you can wholesale. And you can call Lily if you need help with that. Now let's get started. Let me show you the case study, okay, on how we're going to do this. All right. You need to know where are my deals coming from. Well, let me spell it out for you. Okay. So once you start one or two, okay, wholesalers will start to contact you and they look for them in the MLS. These poor guys work their ass off, okay, because they're looking deal after deal, submitting, and they get some. But some get really damn good. Okay, like an Andy, right? So some of these wholesalers make some really freaking great deals, and I'll give you some examples. The other one is they get VAs to call for them. Okay. The other ones are like for me, it comes from the listing community, but these are out of my control. I have to depend on others to bring me these deals. Okay. What is in my control, which you should be controlling yourself also, is when you go to these listing appointments, you've got to master the net sheet because with it, if the house has no kitchen, if it has no bathroom, you need to be able to deliver in a way that they're going to pick you. And if you do not use the net sheet, they're going to list with the other guy, and you're going to lose this opportunity, which could have given you $20,000 to $100,000. You have no idea how many realtors are losing these opportunities. That would be our audience and all your friends that you know. So you have to be able to control this section of it. And that's how I do it. When I go to my listing appointment, I break it down using the net sheet. My VAs cold call for me. I run Google leads and I've attached myself to certain companies, including Homelight, where they send me leads. And some of those leads is because they run cash ads, right? And they end up on my lap through these sources, which I have told you all where to go and sign up. So let's get started with the case study.
Hey,
This
just
is
wanted
what
to add really quick our story. Yesterday called one of our clients and then I was like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, you working or you hardly working? He said, I'm working hard. And I was like, look, if you work smarter, you wouldn't have to work as hard. So we're having a conversation and he's like, I went to a listing appointment. And I was like, you did? Did you get it? And he's like, no, they're gonna give it to the realtor that actually brings the buyer. And I was like, dude, did you forget that we are buyers? We are your cash buyers. We will buy. Well, the property is not even distressed. It's not like a whole, it's not a fix and flip. And I was like, even better, if the property is not even a fix and flip and someone's looking to sell it ASAP and wants a cash buyer, we are your cash buyers. We don't just necessarily need a fix and flip. If the property is in good condition, that's even better for us. You know what I mean? Whatever the reason is that they need to sell, you guys, we're your cash buyers. Just a reminder. So he went back and he told them, I found you a cash buyer. Sign the residential listing agreement right here.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the first one. And keep in mind, this is some fucking boring shit, guys. It is. But It can make you a lot of money. Let's go to case study number one. All right, let me go open this here. All right, which is barn wall. I don't have Liliana's here. Barn wall. And I want to show it to you what it looks like. So let's go to the MLS. I have my link open, and the first one's going to be barn wall. If you look at barn wall, right here, okay, this is the end result of barn wall. Okay, gives you an idea. I want to show you down here. Now, we reverse engineer these. When we see other people do it, we fucking go back and try to figure out how these guys have found these properties. Okay, so when you go to the tax record down below, it'll show you what we bought this property for. Right here, 525. That's what we bought it for. We sold it for $830,000. Let's break down those numbers. Okay. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. And this would be bond wall. So we bought it, we sold it for 830 right here. Okay. We sold it for 830 and we bought it for 525. We put 10% down because we have hard money set up for us. I could use my own cash, but why be stupid? Leverage myself and buy as many as I can. It took us 3 payments, 3 months to get this sold. All right. Profit on this one, $123,000. We made 104% back in our money. We out of our pocket put into this right here, total money, $119,000. Now there's a secret. There's a secret how to manage this money. And this is what I'm going to be teaching right now at 10:15 to my implementation members. I'm giving you guys a general idea how to do this and how to find them. This came from our community. Our community found this deal for us. Okay. Now life is still good. I'm going to show you one on Laramie. Sometimes things can go sideways, and this is where you need to be careful. If you don't do this carefully, when market shifts, it's going to get pretty fucked up for you if you can't afford it. Let me give you this experience. So we bought this property on Laramie. Okay, let me go show it to you on the MLS, and we'll get a little bit deeper into this in a moment. Got so many windows open. Patty, my wife, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I'm surprised, Patty. Usually, when we lose money, Patty will go, "Oh my God, this is it, guys. We sold this for $1,050,000. I want you to see what it looks like. Beautiful property." Okay. What we did not realize, everybody, is I'll go back to the kitchen. The kitchen's in here. We were stupid. We should have opened up this wall here so you can see the kitchen. You can see. So we made like a galley kitchen and not realizing the area that we were in, we screwed up. All right. Which slowed down the sale of this property. Now, let me show you the loss of money. Okay. So this one, we sold it for $1,050,000. And by the way, the market shifted on me. We bought it for 815, put 10% down, put $160,000 into it, and it took us 6 months. Realistically, we lost $39,000. But when we got into this, the market was barely turning. We should have sold this for $1.2 million. We would have made $106,000 gross commission. And that was the what do you call it? What we thought would be the bottom number. Because realistically, we figured we would have sold it for 1.275, and we should have made, that's too many numbers. We should have made $179,000, everybody. Okay. So on this one, if I take it back, okay, we sold it for $1,050,000. I ended up putting out, and don't let me scare you guys. Things happen. I'll scroll down here. On this one, we put out $160,000, our money, but we lost 39,000. Okay. Let me give you another one. All right. This one was found by a community. So our community brought these two. One was a positive, one was a negative. Okay. On Madison. Oh, by the way, on Barnwall, the person who found it for us, we gave him a check for $30,000. I think it might have been 30, it may have been more, and we relisted it for 1%. Okay. On Madison, no, on Laramie, the one I was just showing that we lost money, it was her listing. We confirmed the numbers. It should have sold for that dollar amount, but she still got paid the commission side of it. No bonus, no relist. Okay. We were going, when we listed it, we were going to sell it, but since we were a loss, she agreed to take no money on it. Let's go to the next one. All right. Now we're doing 3 flips. Then we're going to do 2 wholesales. On flips, and I'm going to stop there real quick. And this is an open forum, everybody. Does anybody have a question before I go to this next one, which was profitable? Okay. Let's go into your next one. And this one was brought to me by a wholesaler. And let's go here. Madison. Here we go. Madison. So Madison, tiny little place. Okay. Look at it. It's cute, right? Let's go into the tax record. Here we go. All right. So we bought it for 540. We sold it for 710. So let's go look at those numbers. Okay. And by the way, on the 540, let me show you something. We bought it for 540. There's my number. I put 10% down. Okay. It took us 3 payments. I only put $47,000 into this one, guys. $47,000. All right. I sold it for 710. We made $61,000. My total money that I put out when I bought this one was $89,000. My bank won't give me that much of a return in 3 months, guys. Do you hear what I'm telling you right now? So that's how I made just a little under $1 million just flipping properties. That's why this is equal relationship here. I'm giving you how to get listings. And when you come across opportunity, I'll partner up with you guys. If you got a great deal, I'll partner up with you and I'll help you build and make that into a transaction where it's profitable for both of us. All right. Or you wholesale it to me, which I'll be showing you that demonstration next. So here you go.
Angel, I have a
Yes.
question. If we bring you a deal and you guys do the flip, do we get the listing?
You
It's all
should.
workable. It's all workable. So, during tomorrow's class, I'm going to go into detail how to use this sheet, right? And that it would be a great question. If you're in class tomorrow, I'll show you how we would work that together, how we would split it. But yeah, the answer would be yeah.
Because
You'd have to.
I'm doing my own right now, but I can't do more than one at a time. That's too much for me. So if I have other ones, they're coming your way.
Did you buy with all your cash or did you leverage it and use hard money?
I have hard money lender.
Yeah, good.
I use
Did you
some of my own cash though.
at
I'm
least
using
10%
some
or
of my
more?
own cash for the rehab, but
Okay.
mostly it's hard money.
And see, and that's what most realtors beginners do. You use your own money. Don't do that. You leverage yourself. Okay.
Okay.
You leverage yourself. All I utilize here, yes, it's an illusion. And that's what I'll see at the 10 o'clock class. That's where I'm going to be teaching you how I break it down. We use other people's money. Even Johnny, you're Johnny's class. Johnny, use
Yeah.
other people's money or someone's using your money. Okay. Right now, I
I
want
have
to get
some
you.
other people's money, but some of my own.
Got it.
Anyway,
All
okay,
right.
that's why I'm here.
Well,
All
Angel, how do
right.
you get a hard money loan? Is that kind of like you have to have your own investors for that or no?
Again, that's where I go deep. Right now, I just want to get your feet wet, the potential, the possibilities, because every single one of you goes out to these listing appointments. And like the person we were talking to yesterday, Lily was talking, he's going to lose it because he didn't go in there and he's in the class. He should have if we listen to the class, we will never lose that listening opportunity. So right now we're covering the flips. We've covered 3 flips. Okay. Now we're going to get into you come across a deal and you don't have the money, but you're going to wholesale it. Okay, that's where you would give it to me. I become your buyer. Or if I don't want it, I'll find you somebody for that property. Let's go into that demonstration. Let's go here. Now we're going to do La Rota. Okay. This is a transaction where, and here, let me show it to you. On La Rota, this is La Rota, guys. So this one, I didn't flip it. I got it. I didn't, we had too many projects on the table. This one had a tenant in it, and I didn't want to go through the eviction process, okay, or the negotiation process. So on this one, let's go back here.
Is
I
this a
never,
wholesale or a
it's a
hotel?
wholesale. I never even utilized any of my money on this one. Zero, guys, a zero, 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 zero. And on this one, I never even put it on the market, right? As a listing. Let me see. Let's go to the tax record. Here we go. All right. So 2024, we put it under contract at 415. But if you see, my flipping company's not in here. All we did was we had him sign a piece of paper and we found an investor and we sold it to that investor. Okay. Then I don't know what that investor did, but right now it's pending contract. And it looks like when we bought it, when we sold it to this investor for 415, he sold it to someone else for 498. I don't know why, what they were thinking, but that's on them. Okay. Now let's get into the numbers. Okay. Let's go into my part. What would it be? What would it look like for you? So La Rota. All right. So La Rota, when this year was done, right now they have it on the market for 639. Okay. And I sold it for 415. If I would have bought this and I would have kept it, I would have made somewhere in the neighborhood. If I would have put $90,000 into it, all right. I'm gonna take this out. If I would have kept it, I would have made $74,000. I didn't keep it. I sold it, and somebody gave me $30,000. Okay, they gave me $30,000. I sold it to them for 415. He, she, whoever they are, and their profit was going to be $44,000. Okay, they resold it based on what I'm seeing in the tax records for 498. So if I put 498 up here, I'm going to take this out. I don't know what they were thinking because to me, they're not making any money unless they used all real cash. Then they will benefit from it. But for you, here's what this class represents. If you would have found me this deal, I probably would have gave you $30,000, right? And I would have made 44. Not a bad return on my money if you would have brought me this deal. I would have invested 107 to make 44, 42% return on my money. Okay. Point being is this, everybody. It was too tight for me. I didn't want to risk it. I had tenants. I don't know if it's going to take me longer because then these payments would go up. So I made $30,000. This is the position you're in. Now you find a deal. Okay. By the way, everybody that's on Instagram, you can join the slide. We're down here on the what do you call it? The link is at the bottom. Um, for this particular deal, if you would have found it and I didn't buy it, you would have found a buyer. And if you don't have one, we would have assisted you because you can't list it because they don't want to put it on the market. A lot of people are going to tell you, I just want a cash deal. I want out of it. So if you would have made 30, we would have split that. You would have made 15, I would have made 15, but you made something as opposed to losing it because many of you don't have buyers that have actual money to buy it or that they'll move for reals. Okay. So when you have something, if we can't get it, we'll show you how to find a buyer for it. Let's show you the other example. Okay. Here's one more. Greenleaf. Okay. Let me show you what it looks like. So Greenleaf. Let's go here. Look at this one. Greenleaf. Okay. This one, me and Kevin were going to take it on. It was vacant. There's no pictures of the inside, but it had a crack slab on this side of the room. It had a big line, and this whole side was sinking in. Now, we know how to get this done. What we do is we bring in cement and we put cement and we level it. But I told Kevin, God, it's too much. I don't want the liability. I don't want anybody coming back. I don't want anybody to sue us. We're just going to sell it to an investor. If I click on this, I think on this one, same thing. I don't think I used any of my money when I made this deal happen. And let me show you. When it's my property, it'll say Masons on it. So I never brought in any of our cash to do this transaction. I'm gonna scroll down. And how did I get this one? Google ad, guys. I ran a Google ad cash offer and I went to meet them. And when I met them and I ran the numbers, done deal. And let's go here. And by the way, we had tenants. We had tenants. You see here, we ended up selling it, I believe, in 224. You see this? 535? That's me. You don't even see my name. We sold it to Big Bear Flag Homes. They turned around and they sold it to YMP. All right. And they bought it, they sold it for 625. They made more money than I did. You see that? They made more money than I did. Now let's break down the numbers. Where did this put me? Greenleaf. All right, so on Greenleaf, I made $90,000, everybody. Okay. We got it for 535. Okay. We got it for 535. And whoever bought it looks like they sold it for 810. Okay. So we made $90,000. To me, it looks like they only made a $24,000 profit. But guess what? They turned around, they sold it to someone else for 625. So I put 625 up here. I'm gonna take this 90 out. So the second buyer who actually did the flip and went through it, I think they only made $18,000. Now, if they bought all cash, maybe they made like $40,000. Some people, some investors are just looking to make a small profit because they act like a bank. You know, you give them their money and they give you a return on your money. Risky for me, but on this one, I'll put it back. I made $90,000, which by the way, on the 90, there was a couple people tied in. I got paid 90, but then I turned around and I paid one of the people, I think 10, another 20. So in the end, I walked away with $50,000 on the transaction, but I used none of my money. The way this works, by the way, it is my responsibility because nobody gives that. Are you guys there? Did I lose you? Oh, here we go.
We
The
are.
way this works is that, you know, nobody gives you a 1099. Okay. Nobody gives you 1099. But if you're depositing 300, 400, $500,000, the IRS comes down on you because you're not reporting it as revenue. That's on you. But right now, when you get those checks, it's up to you because when you deposit into your bank account and you get audited, you guys can be careful. But nobody's giving you a 1099 on these transactions. That's the weird thing about it. It's like a void world that nobody's really looking at the moment. Okay. Any questions? I just showed you three flips. Two came from the community, one came from a wholesaler. I just showed you two deals, how we wholesale them. I didn't keep them. I used none of my money. One came from my Google ads, and the other one came from one of the companies that I signed up with where they send me leads and I call them and I show up. Okay. So you guys have to sign up with all the companies that I always tell you to. When you Google a company, when you Google realtors in your city, sign up with everybody because you never know who's going to be looking there. All right. Any questions before I go on to the next example? Okay, let's go. Now I'm going to show you some other opportunities. This one, Raymond. Okay. I went to the listing appointment and let me give you the visual of the property. Let's go here. Guys, I honestly, I got to share this with you. I love what I do. Many of you really stress out and it is stressful, but if you really look at this business, it is so profitable. Okay. It's so profitable. You can make money from listing properties. It is your choice if you want to make money representing buyers. I've not represented a buyer in 25 years. It is not fun for me dealing with buyers, driving all over the city, showing properties, right? And then getting a check. That when I break it down into dollars, it's just too much. I prefer listings. In the process, guys, you're helping people with their biggest asset. The majority is real estate. This is nice. What follows next is that, sometimes the properties are so bad and they're about to sell it to some crook. But you got an opportunity to help these people and get them a little bit more than what that crook is going to do. And those crooks, to me, is seller's advantage. Oh my God, they're stealing properties from people. But seller's advantage is making investors really rich. So if I'm an investor, I love you. Seller's advantage. But if I'm an owner of a property, I hate you because you're stealing my money. Point being is you guys got the opportunity to flip these properties yourself. And if you don't have the money, you have the ability to wholesale it to someone else like me. Okay. And I'll make it fair enough for the person who lives there to be okay. Well, I'll leave that one on you. All right. And then the third part would be when you do have inventory, buyers come to you. You don't look for them. You don't go showing 10 properties. Buyers come to you. And if you don't want to handle that buyer, then you refer that buyer to one of your teammates, one of your agents in your office, one of your friends, and get a referral fee back. You see how this works? It's all the same thing that you guys do right now. It's all the same phone call, the same ad. It pays you in multiple ways. Okay. Now, let me give you this example. This is a listing appointment that I went to, everybody. And I did the listing presentation, and it was going to be, I was first looking at it as a flip for me to buy it. Okay. And, but the house, I'll show it to you. It has a 2 bedroom. He died inside the house, and it has a detached house, which can be converted into an ADU. There it is. Okay. This whole building back here was an ADU. The neighbor on this side created units and an ADU. So the potential was here to do a lot. This one's a little crazy because when I look at the tax record, we never bought this. We went to the listing presentation. I was looking to get it as a flip, which, by the way, how did I get this one? I'll tell you. I did such a great presentation in a divorce. No, was it a divorce? Families fighting, 2 attorneys. One attorney was so freaking mean to me. I mean, she was blah 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 blah, brutal. But by the time I was done, and she saw that I was able to get both sides, 2 different families, to communicate, and I did the transaction, she was so freaking impressed. She referred me to a client that she was having difficulty, and this is the listing I got. We listed it, we sold it, and let's go through the demonstration. So it was a listing presentation. Opportunity was there for me to buy it because he wanted cash. Okay. But honestly, this property could have gone, it was able to go on the market and I was able to get him more money. So I told him, look, I could buy it for you or I can put it in the open world and get you top dollar. He chose to put it on the market. He asked me again, Angel, are you sure you don't want it? I could have bought this for 650. Okay. But I just couldn't sleep. So I sold it for 710. Whoever bought it, see, Journey Investments bought it. Journey Investments turned around and sold it to this guy for 770. And if I remember, Lily, this is the one we were about to double end, right? We had the buyer for it. Okay, so quick story. Journey's Investments had a buyer tied into this property. Okay, this buyer that they had tied into it, we had sold them something else somewhere else. She canceled that to follow through with this one, but she had originally submitted an offer through this one through us, but it was at a lower dollar amount. And somewhere along the line, I don't know what got in her mind. This buyer bought it for 770. In the end, she wasn't able to close because she didn't have the money. She was trying to get traditional financing, so they desperately had to look for a different buyer. And we forced Journey Investments to close this at 770. Okay, so let me show you the numbers on this one, which turned into a normal listing, everybody, right? I'm assuming they're going to sell it for about a million, probably a million one, but they're going to make it into an ADU. We sold it for 710. They're going to put about 150. Journey probably made 20. So whoever bought this is going to make about 22. If I'm correct, they bought it for 770. I'm going to change it up here, 770. And I'm taking this a little bit further. You guys don't need to go this far into it. All you need to know is know how to utilize this sheet. So when you go to the appointment, you get the damn listing. That's what I'm looking for. So if they go sell, if they bought it for 770, they're probably going to sell it for 1.2 million as an ADU, right? And they're probably going to spend about $175,000. Not a bad return, $126,000. And this is probably going to take them 8 months. And I'm going to take this out here. They'll probably make about $123,000 in 8 months. Not bad, everybody. So if you know how to run these numbers, right? It's how I'm going to go down here. Their total money out of pocket, 169. But my guess, These guys are probably coming in with all cash. So they save, look, they save on, they still got to do their closing costs, but look at their loan fees. Their loan fees is $21,000. They save on that. They save on payments. Payments on this is $62,000. So if you put the payments back into the equation and the loan cost, and if you learn to explain this, you are going to become somebody who will handle a lot of agents to flip. Now, tomorrow we'll get into a deep dive how to use this sheet. So when you have a client, when you're trying to do something yourselves, it gives you a very good idea. Guys, I'm telling you right now, what I just showed you right now, this is some really good stuff. I'm telling you right now, nobody's going to go this deep. And if they do, they're going to stretch you and they're going to make you pay them 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, right? Then they're going to throw you out into the world to try to find a deal and you're going to get screwed and you're going to lose 20, $30,000. And you're going to be going, I'll never do real estate again. And that's what happens to agents over and over. I hope this was helpful, guys. I just broke down everything we do what we do. And tomorrow's class, it's going to be how to utilize this net sheet every single little corner, all right? So you guys can master it when you're at that appointment and you need to flip. Let's open this up, guys. Any questions?
We have one in the chat. I have
What
a
is it?
seller, this is Sergio Pacheco. I have a seller that wants to get rid of his 2 units in Highland Park. Comps say 1.1 million, but he's willing to let them go for 650,000. It comes with tenants. Is there anything creative that can be done or is it not worth it?
Here, let's go do that one again. Let me see. Give me those numbers again. What was it?
It can go for 1.1. That's what the comps say, and they will give it to you for 650.
All right, watch. So I'm going to make a copy here. Rename, move a copy. Everybody, I'm making a copy. See? I'm going to change it here. This is what you need to learn to master. So I'm going to rename it and I'm going to call this
Highland Park.
Alberto for now. So we know who this was. All right. Alberto said, what's the resale on it?
It comes at 1.1 and they'll sell it for 650.
Oh my God. Hold on. 650?
Mm-hmm.
Alberto, we're fucking talking. All right. How many units is it?
It's Sergio.
Sergio,
2 units.
two
Sorry, so we
units.
have an Alberto Pacheco and then we have a Sergio
Alberto, are
Pacheco.
you there?
It's Sergio.
No, it's me, Sergio.
Sergio, I apologize. Sergio, how many bedrooms this is fucking perfect. How many,
It, it
everybody, you're
yeah,
about to
it's
witness a potential purchase probably. How many units? Two, and what are the bedrooms?
it's 2 units, 2 bedroom, 1 bath each.
2 bedroom, 1 bath. All right. All right. 2 bedroom. And are they paying rent?
Yeah, they're paying rent.
Do you know how much it is?
Uh, I think it's about $1,200 each.
1,200. I don't even care. All right. So 1,200.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it's I thought I don't know if it's worth it because the guy just hasn't been raising the rents according to the
Oh my
market
God.
rents.
Now I'm going to show everybody. So what's the total square footage of these units?
I don't have it in front of me. I do have a property profile, but I don't have it in front of me. But I think it's no, I don't want to guess.
Here, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to say 700 square feet, 700 square feet. We're about 1,400 square feet. All right. So right now to rehab a 1,400 square feet, and I'm going to go to 2,000. I need a roof. I need the exterior stucco. I need some windows. I need floors. I need everything. So I'm probably going to spend somewhere at about $150,000. Oh, I need 2 kitchens. So I'm going to go 160. I need two
Okay.
kitchens and I need 2 bathrooms. At 160, this project will probably take me about 6 months because I got to get my tenants out. I'm going to add in here because I'm going to give each tenant $15,000. Let's go worst case scenario, 15,
hmm
15. So I'm going to give $30,000. So I'm going to take my 160 and I'm going to add 30 to it. Okay. So that would
hmm
be 190. All
Right.
right. Look at my return on my money, $154,000. Now, are you sure that this property is worth $1,000,001? What city is it in?
Highland Park. Yeah, it's by Avenue 26 and Figueroa.
We have garages,
No, I don't think so.
carport,
I'm sorry.
or carport, carport.
No, I don't think so. Hmm.
Uh, all right, so here, I'm gonna do a emergency exit number, 1,050,000. Even at 1,050,000, the return on the money is 105. Okay. And what I did, everybody, is we buy it for 650, we put 190 into it. $30,000 of it is to give the tenants 15 each to leave. All right.
Right,
15
right.
to leave. I gave myself 6 months. I'll even go 7 months, okay, to get and be done with this project to get everybody out. My return on my money is $98,000. Total money to invest would be $140,000 in that time frame. Okay. But my return would be 98. Sergio, this is a really good deal. These are the type of deals that if you bought yourself, you may want to just keep this. This is a keeper, everybody. Okay. Because if you buy for 650, you give the tenants $30,000, you close the transaction, everybody's gone, you refinance. There's enough money in here to refinance to get your initial investment back and then raise the rents, and it covers the mortgage, Sergio. This is how you become wealthy. This is a deal you would keep. All right. But if economically we're in a position where we can, then we step up. This is, for example, Angel, I don't want this. Can you buy it for me? Yes. Can you give me $20,000? Let's look. I'll give you 20. Oh, guys, I'm going to stop here for a second. Everybody, you have no idea. I want you to sit here right now. You guys are getting a class that you should be paying $10,000 for. And you're getting
Yeah.
a class right now for free, right? For fucking free, right? And because Sergio brought this to everybody's attention, you're witnessing how a deal is going to be purchased. And this is how I make my money. This is Kevin. We were at the dinner and Kevin said, I'm no longer a realtor. He goes, I'm an investor now. Because when you choose what you want to be. I leverage myself. I do everything. My point being, everybody, is right now, what you're seeing right now, if you really think about this, I know you're probably, you know what? Fuck this. Let me see who's here. Go off camera. Lily, tell me who goes off camera, who doesn't. Let me see. I want to see if we got people paying attention. Real quick, off camera. I don't care if you're in the shower. I don't care if you're in the toilet.
You're funny, honey.
All right, okay. I don't see Monique. I haven't seen Bob. I haven't seen Beatrice. I haven't seen Walla. Okay, all right. But I know you guys are there. All right. Let's get back to the demonstration. Thank you for showing me your faces, everybody. Let's go back. Okay, this one's a real good one. All right. So if you didn't buy it, and let's say I gave you $20,000, let me say I gave you back the realist at 2%. You make 20 up front the day we close. You get paid 2%. At $57,000. It got a little hairy. But I have to keep this safe number in here. All right. If we don't hit our safe number and we're in the process, this goes away, right? That takes my profit back up. But if we get it for a little bit cheaper, right? Well, this really helps my bottom line. Let's say you said, Angel, I was able to convince him 630. Will you give me $25,000? Uh-huh. Look, I'm still at $95,000. Sergio, this is a really damn good deal. Okay.
Really? Wow.
This is a really darn good deal. All right. So,
Want me to
well,
text you the address and
yeah,
property profile?
let me get here. Lily, text him my phone number. All right, text him my phone number so you can call me and Kevin's, and we'll sit down and we'll look at this deal. But see, everybody, I'm showing you how to do this, how to get flips, how to get listings, and you're doing this for me, Sergio. So you just gave me the goosebumps. I like these deals. Although wholesalers keep calling us and telling us, where the hell do you guys find money? Honestly, karma. I help you guys, and for some reason, money always falls in my lap out of nowhere, right? And we just keep buying properties. I think right now we have 6 projects going on, right? And we're here. I'm going to share the story with you guys. we got to be careful. My contractor, one of my main ones, the IRS came down on him. They took his money. So he somewhere along the line fell behind on our projects, but he didn't say anything. He was sitting there doing the work by himself because he was a man of honor, right? And in the end, we said, dude, why we're behind on 2 projects. Then he told us. So what I started to do is we started to buy the products ourselves. We're paying directly rather than paying him because he was taking the money and floating it. So we took over and we're paying his crew ourselves directly to get ourselves out of this mess. And the property that's going to go on the market this Thursday is one on Dancer in La Puente. Okay, I'm listing it for $799. It's going to sell for about $820. And we got 2 more projects that are going to be coming up in the next 3 weeks. Follow me, and you can see the result on those products. And then, of course, we have other ones, but those are the ones that will be coming on the market. So what I am telling everybody here, I am not just a listing agent. I flip. I'm not doing the work myself. I'm leveraging it. And by the way, just to let you know how I handle so many listing appointments. Sometimes I don't want to go. Carolina's on here right now, and I have a listing appointment here in Whittier, and Whittier's my backyard. But I have a grandson. I was telling my son I need to spend time with him. He's the middle one. I can see he feels left out. So I'm letting her go to my listing appointment. Okay. And I'm going to share it because I can leverage myself. I had a listing appointment on Hacienda Heights yesterday. It's right down the street. But I had contractors down on my house. I sent my team member and I did the listing appointment from my laptop. My team member was there. And I'm talking to the client from my laptop and we got the listing. Point being is I'm going to show you how to duplicate this, everybody. It's not as hard as we think it is. It's pretty simple. You just need to leverage your time. I really hope this class was really helpful for all of you. And for all of you that are sitting here that are not members, guys, the $99 is so you can have these tools. I'm not making money out of it. I'm trying to help you guys find more deals and then send them to me. And this is this one here. Okay. It's this. All right. There's a QR code. Now, for those of you who need my help, I will sit with you for 2 hours, look at your business, evaluate it, and then tell you what you need to do with it. Okay, to help you. But then we meet with you every single week on Tuesdays at 10:15. Now, if I can't answer your questions because it gets too technical, but the reality is it's not the technical part. That's where Brian and Mark help me. But really, half the time is such simple things that when I look at your business, you think you've done it right, but you're not on freaking Google, which is free. You don't master the net sheet because I'm going to test you. I ask you certain questions and I see where you lack knowledge, right? Then I ask you how you handle your agenda and I see you and I'll tell you where you're screwing up and where you're losing money. So I'll basically analyze your business, which really takes 30 minutes, but for half of you, it doesn't sink in. So it ends up being about 2 hours. By the time we're done, I'm going to polish you up, make you look like a brand new freaking agent, and I won't hold you responsible. That's up to you. But that's where Lily comes in and she jumps in and she's on your ass. I don't have the time to do that. I just have the time to kind of look at your business for 2 hours and tell you where you're at. All right. And that would be Lily's number. Let me give you Lily's number. And I'm not here to sell you. I'm here because the better I make you, all right, the more deals you're going to bring me. My goal this year was to break $2 million in flipping properties, honestly. And then real estate is just another million, okay? But you are in the same boat I am. You all should be making at least $500,000 or more, okay? $500,000 or more, but that's Lily's number.
Wait, I just want to recap because I do better than you. So, you guys, if you are not part of the listing agent community, you can click on the link on the chat and join us. It's free for 14 days and you can cancel at any time. That means take advantage of the 14 days for free and watch all of our past recorded classes like this one where you can learn something, take notes, and apply it to your career. It's going to definitely make a difference. So again, free for 14 days. You get trainings Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Access to all the recorded classes. For all my members, I know you know this, but I know nobody uses it. There are 8 social media posts in your school that you can download and post yourself. And it even includes the write-up. So you guys can post on social media. And also you do get access to the Go High Level CRM where you can run Google Ads and create a landing page. That's like the hot topic right now, Google Ads and landing page. It's working really well. Some clients are running $5 a day and they're seeing great results. So to not get left behind and to not just be, weird and watch us from the back and the sidelines, join the community, join the team. We're super nice here and we just want everybody to grow. Also, we're here to build relationships and partnerships. So whenever you come across a deal and you need a cash buyer or a partner, you come to us. If you have a question, you come to us. I love when you guys share your stories with me, like Andy, because then I'm like, hold on. There is a system, there is a process, follow the system. So you guys, completely free for 14 days, take advantage of it, join our awesome community. So you can join a class tomorrow at 9 a.m. where we're going to cover the seller net sheet on wholesales and flips.
All right. I'm gonna open it up. I hope that this answered everybody's questions, where to find them, how to do this. Does anybody have a question?
How do we get Angel to evaluate my business to be a great listing agent like him?
You are, by the way, who said that? You are all great listing agents. Every single one of you. You all have different abilities. But that's the part when I actually do look at your business, I'll be, and by the way, I've met with so many agents. And I tell you what's wrong with your business, but you leave and you still don't change it. Okay. So I don't mind. I will sit there and I'll show you, but you really have to take action. Johnny's one of my partners, and Johnny, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, Johnny just says, he drops you guys. But I always told people, you know what, I can't do that. But I started doing that because I realized some people you try to help and they just refuse. They will be who they are for the rest of their lives. And their spouses, somewhere along the line, they go different routes because the person won't change. Every single one of you here is ready for a change. I can see it. You guys are here. Okay. You guys are ready for a change. So I'll help you guys. Talk to Lily. Lily will set you up. I will evaluate your business. I will set you up. And I told everybody this before, when you guys even do the implementation, if you guys aren't liking it, I'll give you back your money's back. But I've seen some people that are so evil, right? That they'll get here and they'll squeeze everything out of you, and then in the end they ask for their money back. And that was never by the intention. Guys, don't do that. If that's your intention, don't even bother. Leave this community. I don't need evil people here. I'm here to help people. Okay. So those evil people, I know they're no longer here. I got rid of them. I listened to Johnny. I'm not gonna let people destroy other people's mindset. So no evil people here. No evil people here. If you guys really want help, I'll help you. Okay. And with
Welcome,
the help of
Brian, to the
Lily.
community. I
Brian's here.
love action takers,
Hi,
Brian
Brian.
Ibarra. Welcome to the Listing
Oh,
Agent community. We will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'll send you a link, same link for today as tomorrow.
all right,
Oh, and then
everybody.
those
It
of
is.
you who say, I want a one-on-one with Angel, I want to meet with Angel, that is our implementation program for $14.97. You do get the one-on-one with Angel, but we set up absolutely everything for you, which is our whole system from
By the
budget
way,
ads to
that's the
landing.
$99 times 12 is what it is.
Yeah, you're just paying for the year up front and you get the juicy seller net sheet that closes all the deals.
All right. Ariana, you keep smiling. Ariana, you're doing so well, by the way. I keep seeing all
Aw.
your checks that come through. So,
Caroline Vasquez said, Angel changed my life. Thank you, Angel.
hey,
Brianna Miller said,
Carolyn was a
Amen,
buyer's agent
sister.
forever, man.
We all came from the same orphanage. Thank you for
Back,
adopting us.
Angel. We're back to bug you.
Yay!
Yes.
Brianna with her Mickey Mouse shirt. Brianna's always on vacation. I think Brianna's too rich to be here, man. That's all you do. Brianna owns too many properties. She's always spending money. So nice. I want to be Brianna. All right.
Thank you, Mr.
You've been
Angel, for
traveling a
being
lot more,
such a.
I've noticed. So
I'm sorry, I just want to say thank you so much, Mr. Angel, for being such an amazing person. Thank you so much for sharing
You know,
everything about it.
everybody, just to clarify, I'm not a Mike Ferry. I'm not a Tom Ferry. I'm not a coach. That's not what I do. I'm a realtor, like you guys. I'm a realtor, but I list and I flip. And all I'm doing here is just showing everybody what I do down here on the battlefield. I'm in the war, just like you guys are. So when there's a shift, I shift and you all shift with me. All right. So, all right. It is now 10:04. Let's go get some listing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Go.
Come on.
Let's go get
Let's
some.
go get some
listings.
listings.
All right. I
Thank
think
you,
I said
Angel.
more,
All right.
with more
Everybody,
passion than you guys.
implementation members, I'm sending you the invite right now so you can log on at 10:15.
We'll see you guys. I'll see
Bye,
you at
everybody. Have a
10:15.
great
Bye,
day.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.